What's up? Back to do another very crude video here, quick and easy. Just got the camera and got ready to go. And so I'm going to be covering the Wii kiosk today because I'm taking it apart, cleaning it up, as well as replacing the bulbs because unfortunately there is no replacement bulbs for these as far as the originals, because the originals had this blue tint in them that they would light up as dark purplish or dark blue, and I can't find replacements. I've looked everywhere online for them, so they seem to be very proprietary. So I figured I'd just switch everything out to LED so it can be one uniform color or whatever color I want at the time, because I can change the colors if I want. And let's go ahead and cover it. So I took everything off of here. There's the fan. I have it on right now. I've ran an LED strip down there, and then I'm going to use some zip tie to lock it in place if I can. But down there I don't have to. I'll just use adhesive and it won't come out. Yeah, once you take everything out, this just comes right off and slides out to your acrylic cover. That's the only way you can get this very long fluorescent tube out. These are T4s, and they have them in different sizes. And it looks like it's already melted on this end because unfortunately, I guess they get pretty hot. And this, and that's another thing I have to tell you about these fluorescent bulbs. These bulbs, the output they do and the heat they give off will destroy the plastics on the kiosk over time. I have to retro bright these pretty soon. You can see there's the three fluorescent bulbs that were attached, just glued on, which are the smallest ones here. They would sit in here and light up this area here in this blue tinted color light. So let me pull this out here so I can show you. So I remove the cover, and if you see there, they're T4 6 watts blue. I've searched for these bulbs, can't find them. You can see they're burnt out. There's that little dark area there, and then if you shake them, they have a little rattle in them, so they're gone. It's not the power supplies in them, it's just the bulbs are bad. I can't find replacements. I can probably find white replacements if I want to, but I decided to go against the original solution that was in this kiosk because of the fact of the damages that it's done to the kiosk, to the parts. So I'm going to retro bright all these eventually when I get a chance. And here's the connector here for the controllers. It has a little adapter here to hook up to the power supply. I have all of that already. There's the housing. You can see the plastics are a lot more brittle because of the heat that those fluorescent bulbs generate, so the LEDs will solve that issue. See, it's just glued on, and it has these 4 pegs that go in there, so that goes down in the holes. And then these 4 washers on the underside of the kiosk will hold this bracket in place. But once I retro bright this, will be a whiter color, and it'll look a lot better on the kiosk. As far as the signage, this is what they use for signage. These are printed. I had a friend provide me some prints, and I printed some out. I've made my own prints. See, here's another print that I got for Zelda Skyward Sword. And then I made my own 25th anniversary print. These are the originals that came with it, kind of telling you how to use the kiosk. I think I have Mario Party 9 here. Yeah, here's the Mario. See there, it was very sun faded. So wherever this was, it was exposed to the sun as well. Or probably just the the blue fluorescent bulbs pretty much made these that color, because that blue light really fades the colors pretty quickly from what I'm seeing. Let me go ahead and cover the back here real quick. So there's these little hooks where the fluorescent bulbs attached to, that they lock in place. So what I did is I just put an LED strip. This has adhesive on the back. Instead of using the adhesive, I just used these trash bag ties there, and then I locked it in place, and it's not going anywhere. I'll lock it in place up there because I don't really trust the adhesive on these. These always tend to fall off, so I decided to go against the adhesive route. I'd rather just lock it in place with zip ties. This isn't the original TV, but you can see there's this bracket that comes out And there's this screw that I put in there just so that this bracket won't fly out. But yeah, and then I just put my own TV with its own little, I made some holes, bolted on the bottom, on the top, and this TV's in place. I ran the sensor up top and then just ran it through the back. I actually put a component. This TV had component, so I decided to put component so that I could have better quality. Now this is a Wii U controller board there, a controller power supply there, because of the fact that when I was connecting my nunchuck and controller to the original, I can never get the nunchuck to work on it. It would never power it on, no matter if I hit the connect accessory. So I don't know if there's something wrong with that. But I went the Wii U route, bolted it on here on the side, and the nunchuck would work and talk correctly. So I'll have to fix that too later. And then, as you can see here, there's the big power supply. It's a huge power supply. There's more than enough room to connect everything you want. There you go. I routed the LED strip going down, and it goes all the way down there. Because everything is white in here, the light from the LED source will bounce all around the inside of the housing, so it'll light the trans lights. It'll light these not trans lights. These acrylic covers properly, so that I can see the colors pop up on here on the front. But that's pretty much the kiosk. There's not much else to it. I mean, the original TV I think was a little bit fatter, but you know, it was an older model anyway, so I didn't really care for the original. I went the route of putting these Velcro things on there so that I could just pop in and out, because they originally had adhesive here, and then you just pull out the inserts. So I got rid of the adhesive and then went the Velcro out. That way I can pop in and out the plastic covers and change whatever I wanted to change for the artworks. Now there's some of these kiosks that had like this Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword toppers on them. And there's different toppers for these kiosks, but I have not been able to find a topper for them, unfortunately. Hopefully I find one in the future, maybe. I hope so. We shall see. I just put some of the magnetic strips for the 35th anniversary. But I can take these off. They're not stickers or anything like that. They're just magnetic strips. I wouldn't want to put a sticker on this. But that's pretty much the kiosk. That's not a lot to it, as you can see. It looks like a lot. And smart thing for these fans, they actually put a filter on the bottom of it, so that if it dust collects, you can clean it off. Smart thing, Nintendo. I don't know why they didn't do that with all the other kiosks, but at least for this one. And it's blowing pretty hard here. A lot of air's coming up here, so that console will never heat up, because air's gonna shoot up here. And then the console's facing this direction, and then these holes will take the air going out and down. So they did a pretty good cooling solution to make sure that the kiosk doesn't heat up. They did the same thing with the GameCube. On the bottom of the base, there's this big fan that pushes the air up into the console, and then it can cool everything in there. But yeah, that's pretty much the kiosk. It's a quick video, pretty rough, quick video, but I figured I covered it. Because I have not seen any videos covering this setup. And just to cover the console, as far as I'm concerned, they never came out with like a very specific kiosk related console. I mean, yeah, there were, but there wasn't like proprietary like some of the other consoles. It just had a disc that had all the proprietary information, like the demo disc, like have Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. That was it that was used for these kiosks. I will say though, the Starlights did have a very proprietary setup where they had a bunch of games downloaded to a hard drive, and you would select the menu to select a different game in those. So if you ever find a Starlight Wii kiosk, that would be a good contender. I honestly hate the Starlights, but I would take the insides of a Starlight out and put the console and all that stuff on this one, and it would be like a Wii U type where you can select, and there'll be full versions of the games too, so that'd be pretty cool. But you can modify a Wii kiosk pretty easily and kind of get the same result. But if you wanted the more proprietary Wii setup, that'd be a good idea. But that's the video. I think it's going to look pretty cool once I cover it up and clean up everything and make it tidy. it was nasty in there. You can see that rag super dirty. It was like super dusty and stuff, but now it's all been cleaned out. Looks really clean. That was all dirty. There's two covers. That's that cover here on the bottom, and it has those metal strings that attach here on the side. So if you want to just service it kind of quickly, you can. And then there's the other back cover that goes there. There's a piece of Velcro on the side, so I wonder what was attached to it at some point. No idea, but you know, just 4 screws lock it in place. 2 up here, 2 down here, and that top comes off, top cover. These are very light kiosks, easy to move, not very difficult. They're just tall and narrow, but they're just like the GameCube kiosks. They're not that hard to move. So if you find one of these, as long as you have the length space on a car, on a SUV or something, you shouldn't have any difficulty moving them. But that's the video, everybody. Hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm always, willing to showcase the kiosks and how they work. Have a good one.